Social data holds an amazing amount of insight into customer trends, preferences, and behaviors. But unless you have a way of combining that data from social interactions across your own properties, digital websites, and organically across the social web, actionable insights are near impossible. Let's take a look at how Adobe Social, part of Adobe Marketing Cloud, can help you collect social listening, engagement, and attribution data all in one place. We collect data directly from the social network APIs, and that gives us access to both property and platform level metrics that you can see here in the Properties Overview report. So for example, here for Facebook, we're collecting things like likes, new likes, unlikes, PTAT. All of these metrics can actually be customized for the metrics that matter most to your campaign or brand. Here in the Post Analytics report, you see post-level stats across all of the platforms supported in Adobe Social. So for example, if we scroll down, you see all of the stats here, the top 10 stats for Facebook, as well as Twitter. So the Campaign Details report combines listening, engagement, and attribution data all in one place to help you easily draw correlations and causations between how mentions influence engagement, or which posts are driving engagement and ultimately driving conversion. So let's take a look at what you can get within this report. Over here on the right, we can actually see which outbound links in the posts of the campaign were actually clicked on and how many times they were actually clicked on. Down below, instances by type allow us to take a look and understand, is it big image posts that are actually driving more click-throughs, or just the smaller images, or even just status updates and text. And then down below, we also capture the campaign terms or mentions that are associated with this specific campaign. And this allows you to understand whether or not conversations actually impact things like engagement and conversion. But where the real power of this report comes in is our ability to select different success metrics to compare the performance of this campaign against. I'm going to add page views as a different metric to understand how this social campaign performed. And I'm going to prioritize that page views metric up at the top and re-render the report. We now have a new report that actually shows how this campaign performed against the metric of page views, not just click-throughs on the posts. So here you can see in terms of page views, this trend line has been overlaid over the click-throughs line. So for example, on April 28th, we had 80 click-throughs on our social posts, but that actually drove over 2,000 page views. When we take a look at the rest of the report, this has now been customized with that page views metric. So let's take a look at some of the posts that we have published, and here's an interesting one. Even though this particular Facebook post didn't receive as much reach as some of our other posts in this campaign, we can see that it actually drove 140 click-throughs and was directly responsible or attributable to 186 page views. So this gives you a different way of looking at social performance as it relates to performance metrics that matter to your brand. Over here on the right, you can see now which links are actually driving the most page views. We can also see that big images are really helping to drive page views versus text and status updates. And finally, let's take a look and see if the conversation that we've been generating around the Photoshop brand correlates to increases in page views and traffic to site. So here on the 27th, we see a spike of 91,000 mentions of Photoshop. If we go back up to the performance chart and take a look at the 27th, we see that there is an increasing trend in page views over that time period as well. Adobe Social gives you a comprehensive view of what happens from the initial conversation and social click all the way to conversion events on your website. And it's this end-to-end insight that will give you the ability to demonstrate the value of social marketing efforts and determine what impact and influence social has on business results.